Greetings and welcome back to Factorio. I'm KatherineOfSky, and yes, you see much blinking here. So after the last episode, I went ahead and I did a little bit of cleanup stuff. I went through every single thing and I made sure we had inserters where we needed them. I also added lights. That's an easy thing to overlook. Let's see, where are they? They must be here. Did I? Yeah, they are. They're there. Huh. I was like, oh my God, did I forget the lights again? No, I didn't. When you have the daytime always on in this map, it's easy to forget that there are things called lights. So anyway, I have turned the blueprint sideways so that it's easier to see. For example, in the preview, you can kind of see it a little bit better than if you turn it the other way. So anyway, this episode is probably going to be a little bit shorter because I did quite a lot of the work for the next little mini mall while I was traveling. So let's go and find that. Here it is, Mall 5 Military. Yes, I decided while I was riding on the train to make a little mini mall for military stuff. And that was kind of an interesting thing. I've never... It felt kind of magical playing Factorio on a real train. It was fabulous. I'll try to post a picture in the video if I remember. But anyway, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a military mall. People were asking me about this, if I could do this. And so I'll kind of walk you through the process of what I actually did. I started off with looking at the ammunition and then making turrets. Those were the two things I wanted to make in a mall because they are kind of, they would be used in any mall with biters. If you're not having biters, then you can just use a regular mall anyway, and you wouldn't need the military portion. And as you can see, it's quite significant. And I was looking at this, I'm thinking, well, you know, in this build here, I tried to do the ratios, and we'll come back to that in a second. And I thought, okay, we need quite a few things here. We need plenty of ammo makers and then some AP ammo makers. So, you know, piercing rounds magazines take 3 seconds and these take 1 second, and we'll come back to dyslexia later. So I thought, okay, we have to have 2 of these and 6 of those. And then I thought, well, you know, if you're walking by this mall, you'd want to walk by the sidewalk, which is presumably going to be down here. So I thought, okay, instead of having these things up here, let's invert the whole thing. And we'll have the chests down here. And so what I did is I came up with a little contraption to kind of place the, you know, red ammo in this box, you know, yellow in this box. So it's very easy to take off the line. And then turrets as well, you know, and then there's plenty of belt storage for turrets too. And I thought, this is great. This is good. And as you see, I had different ways of feeding belts and all this kind of stuff. And, does this one, oh no, this one doesn't work. Okay, I think I had a curve like this and I took it out, but it did work at one point. You can see there is ammo in that box. This does, yeah, it needs copper. So anyway, these should be probably just red inserters here like this. And then I thought, wait a second. My ratios are actually quite wrong. These are made once every 1 second. These are made once every 3 seconds. Yep, dyslexic brain. It's fine though. We fixed it before it went out on the internet. It was good. So instead of having 6 of these, I have 6 of these. 6 red ones and 2 yellow ones. And I think that's a little bit better. And so here's what I did with the feeding of stuff, since we do need fast inserters to get the product into these machines. I just used, you know, fast inserters along a belt. Now, it's important, and you'll notice, you know, why didn't I just do a thin belt here or a narrow curve like this kind of thing, like this. Now, the reason I didn't do that, and it's a very good reason, is because every now and again, they'll have issues picking off the curve. So if you have, especially if the belts are faster, this is something you definitely want to keep in mind when you're building stuff. If you need lots of materials from the belt, you need to have a straight belt. Very important, because a curved belt has less material on it. Okay, so anyway, I did this. I still kept the same idea of having all of the chests in the same place. So I thought, this is great. And these guys are producing stuff. I decided in this one, because we had this inverted thing, I decided to share this delivery belt because now we have a huge number of these things to go downward. And they are later in the whole process. And so I thought, okay, let's just share this belt. That's why these guys are outputting to a belt that's going on the inner lane. You'll see what I did right there with this, the inner lane thing. And everything seems to be working okay. And then I thought, you know what? I could expand this. This is going to be great. So then we have this design. But this design ended up being too much. I didn't double it. I added one extra, one extra yellow ammo maker and then 3 extra red ones because of the ratios. So here we have the same setup, except the chests are a little bit higher. As you can see, these are a little bit closer to the sidewalk, but they're all next to each other. And another thing that you could do is if you wanted either of these ammo belts feeding a wall, you could have it take out of the chest, but that's you just move the turret thing and it'll be fine. But anyway, this one has a problem. This one doesn't make any turrets. You can see all of the copper is getting eaten before it gets to either of the turret makers, so therefore there are no turrets. So this is a case where I've gone actually too far, and so I thought, oh wow, okay, it's very, very good to test this stuff and make sure that it works properly. So I ended up with just this guy, and I thought, oh, this is actually kind of great. So what I've done is I have added this to my new mall blueprint book, which is somewhere. There it is. It's here, KOS Military Mini Mall with lots of M's, and that is that. I've added lights to it as well and you can see the, oh dear, I don't have the, well, that's a mistake. Goodness me. Okay, so let's fix this mistake. Blueprints, or is it here? Ah, yes. Okay, what I wish I could just like re-blueprint this without having to re-choose all the icons. We're going to copy the name here. We're going to clear the blueprint, do it again. I forgot these guys. And this is all minimal kind of distance right now because of the curve there. But let's go ahead and blueprint this. KOS Military Mini Mall. And we will call it, putting an M for mall. I was going to use that as kind of a shorthand thing. And we're making yellow ammo, red armor piercing ammo, and turrets. Yay. Okay. And so then I can add it to my blueprint universe here. And now I got to delete this one. There we go. Bye-bye. And these will both be, I probably just put the entire mall blueprint book in the Google Drive, wherever it went. Oh dear. Modded. Nope, malls, there it is. Yep. So I'll just put the entire blueprint book into the Google Drive, and that way you'll get both malls at the same time. Now we will be adding more malls to this list. Obviously I need to add sort of the mid-game mall to with the chest controlled by the circuit network, and then we're going to have logistics chests put in so that bots can take from this whole thing, and we'll have more recycling in that setup. So it's going to be exciting. But for now, we just have the 2 blueprints, and anyway, I think that's it. It's a short episode, I know, but that's okay. We are progressing to tomorrow, and I hope that tomorrow's episode or the next day, whenever I get around to it, we will have probably go back to the main mall and then do the conversion to doing the various circuit things and try something new. Anyway, thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.